Hey guys, how's it going? Matt from Foul Ball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope that you're doing well. I'm doing much better. I feel less congested. I can breathe. Still coughing here and there, but I feel like a healthy young boy. And that's good. Dash good stuff. I can speak on camera, which I know you were missing me, so here I am. How are you guys doing this evening? Hope you're doing terrific. This is my ongoing coverage of every single episode of The Expanse. We are getting close to the end of Season 3. Season 3, as you may remember, has 13 episodes, which is slightly different from what Season 6 is going to have. At less than half, 6 episodes in Season 6, where Season 3, my favorite season, has got 13 episodes. 13. I got my video, my trailer reaction continuing to get ratioed. I got a dislike comment from someone who's been a fan of this channel, but I think one of my earlier subs, Stars and Moon, not happy with my take. That I think was a legitimate unsub, not like the phony YouTube unsubs where magically, even when I don't put out content, people just leave. It's like so wild. They're just like, who's that guy I never watch? Oh yeah, unsub. You know how it is. That one I think was legit, and she left. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you don't like my take. I'm sorry. I want to like it. It's just not very good. But you know what is good? Episode 11 of Season 3 of The Expanse. Damn it, this was a good episode. Man. This one, I just finished watching it again, 15th time, whatever. And I was just absolutely just riveted. Like things I already knew. Like I knew at the end when Naomi gets to the ship, to the Rossi, and finds Alex there floating. I knew Alex lives, but I was still like, oh no, Alex. Like I was invested because the way they did it. He's got his back to the camera. He's just floating there. Because you think Naomi thinks he's dead. Very good. Very good. Hello, Vigilante Williamson, my partner in culture crime fighting. If you guys don't know, me and Vigilante Williamson, we do a weekly show at noon Central on this very channel, as well as Vigilante Williamson's channel called The Culture Crime Fighters, where we try to lampoon the cultural hijacking that's been going on and have a little bit of fun, talk a little schmack. And he says I have had people legit unsub this weekend too. That's too bad, man. Some of these things just get people fired up. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, you're going to lose some along the way. You can't please anybody. We have passionate opinions. We speak our minds very authentically, and sometimes that alienates people. I'm sorry for those who I alienate, but I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for the fact that I could speak my mind exactly as I believe it is. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the gosh darn point, I ask you? None for me. I like speaking my mind. Hey, Mike, I keep calling you Mark for some reason. Mike DiCarlo. Hell, I watched 5 episodes of Season 3 today. Yeah, boy. Get it. That's like right at the halfway point. I think like episode 5, that's like when the whole story shifts. When like a brand new story in the middle of the season pops up. So interesting. So good. Not quite healthy, but getting there. Getting all this muck out. So let's get into the episode. So tense music, it says. Oh, I can't be playing the audio. So good. Starts off on that space station. Because Holden, if you'll remember. I hope I'm not spoiled. Hey, Lindsay. What's going on? Good to see you. Holden, if you'll remember, put his hand into that little device thing, which made him see eternity and see the entire history of the proto-molecule and like whatever war they were suggesting happened. Now he's catatonic, which is pretty wild. And they were about to, the Martian Marines who are left are about to blast their way out of there. But Bobby, very intelligently, very wisely, manages to do a little test and fires an RPG up the tube just to make sure the speed limit has changed. And so Excuse me. So they so they don't get stuck there. She's smart cookie, that Bobby. So they got to get out of there slowly. And now the entire solar system, or at least the entire inside the ring space, is dealing with the fact that every single ship just stopped. However fast they were going, however many tens of thousands of kilometers per hour they were going, they went from that to zip to absolutely zero. Pretty intense, pretty horrible. And I like the way they explore the realistic physics of what that would be, what would happen if that happened. You know, people just, if you're just standing and then you go from, you just stop, you're just going to keep flying, right? Your body's going to keep flying, bash up against the bulkhead, die. Lots of people died. Lots of people on the UN ship died, on the Belter ship. It was really intense. It was really like a dark thing. And they're all dealing with this sort of catastrophe, this shared catastrophe. And this is a really cool sequence. I think we'll just share the screen real quick just to show you, because I think it's badass. Mike DiCarlo says, just watched the Amos Is That Guy. Still invested, even though I've seen it a bunch of times. Right? That's really good writing. Like, really good television, like, really good, like, film execution like that can keep you invested, over and over. That's impressive. But this screen, this is such an interesting thing. I don't know if this is scientifically accurate. I would imagine it is, because of how they, here we go, because of how they explore these things. But you see that in the background. You see like the way the fire is kind of just growing up in like a bubble. Like it's just kind of like bubbling up until Naomi opens up the hatch. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. I like stuff like that. I love that about the show. I love the way they explore those things, and they seem scientifically accurate. I don't know. I don't have an astrophysics degree, but I generally get the feeling that it's authentic. Hail Cody Guy. What up? Giving a what up to the stream elements. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for giving a what up to the stream elements. Ascension Dildo never likes the stream elements. He always tells it to fuck off. But I like stream elements, you know? It's good. It's helpful. Very helpful. Better than a super chat from YouTube, because YouTube takes 30%. 30% of all super chats go right to YouTube, right to Mama Susan. Not when you do it through stream elements, though. I just got to give PayPal just a tiny little fraction. The rest goes to me, which is great. Much better. Much better for me, anyway. Not so great for YouTube, but fuck them, right? They keep suppressing me. I'm of two minds, right? Because YouTube's free. I get to do this all for free, you know, and then like infinite, as much as I want. If I want to stream all day, every day, I can. There's no limit how much video you can put up on YouTube. But then they suppress you. They take 30% of your super chats. Mm-hmm. The balance, I guess. I don't know. There's no alternative, really. That's the issue. Anyway, you're not here to hear me talk about that. You're here to hear me talk about the Expanse. So let's talk about it. So Naomi is leaving her little skiff, her little ship, and is heading towards the Rocinante. And I love the way that pays off. Oh, that was so good. It was so like vintage Expanse. The Rossi crew, you know? Like, and Naomi is great. Like, she's still likable in this. Like, she's struggling to get back to her little tribe, you know? Not to whatever the hell she was doing in later seasons. She really cares. She really cares. Vigilante Williamson. That Taylor Swift clip made 1K views thanks to my incredible insight. Yes, it did. Yeah, one of my most successful videos of late. It's a short, but yeah, pretty good. I don't think it pulled in any subs, but happy it's getting out there. Happy the channel's getting traction. That's all you can do, right? Just keep grinding. Keep grinding, and hopefully someone watches it. So they got Holden in the med bay of the, I guess it's the med bay. I mean, it's just a skiff of the Martian skiff, and he's out. They have to give him, resuscitate him with the defibrillator, get him back online. And he came back, thank God, but he's totally catatonic. And the other Martians are not as sympathetic to Holden as Bobby is. They think he had something to do with their lieutenant getting stripped of his skin and remade into a part of the space station. Can't say I blame him. Can't say I blame him. If my lieutenant got pulled to pieces right in front of me by an alien force, I could see kind of being a little suspicious of the guy who was there first, who's interacting with the space station. But, yeah, now they're explaining the fact that the speed limit went to donut, absolutely zero. Hail, Padass. Good to see you, buddy. Season 3, where Naomi did more than struggle to breathe for multiple episodes. Absolutely. She's downright... I like her in this episode. And this season. I've always liked Naomi. It's just up recently. Season 4 and 5, I find her so annoying. But I used to really like Naomi. You know, like she leaves the behemoth to go be with her family. Like her family on the Rossi, you know? It's like you admire that. And she comes back and saves Holden, saves Amos and Alex, you know, because she cares about them. She wants to be there. And it all worked out like she had to be there. Otherwise, they would have been, you know, struggling for life without her. Who knows? They might have both died. And like, that makes sense, you know? So they should be together. Yeah, I miss that good writing. And this scene is great. This is them inside of the big drum of the behemoth. And poor Drummer and Ashford are like wedged in between this big farming machinery. The two of them are just slammed up against these metal parts. Drummer got it much worse. Looks like it's pinning her leg to the in between these two like truck ends. And she's just stuck there bleeding. And neither one of them can move. No one knows. None of her crew knows she's down there. And so they're just stuck trying to get out. And this was a really powerful scene or kind of sequence or storyline in this one episode, because this is when Ashford and Drummer really actually bond. And you see, as much as Ashford is like came across power hungry and looks insubordinate, you see he's actually like a pretty good dude. And he really does genuinely care about the future of the belt. And and he's not such a megalomaniac that like he would depose Drummer if he can avoid it. And he cares about her, and he tries to save her, like at the end when it all goes tits up. You know, that's a really interesting character. Because when he's first introduced, he's just such a bad guy. He's just you're just like, oh, okay, this is Drummer's opposition, her antagonist. But it's not quite that cut and dry. It's like sometimes he is, but sometimes he's actually a really good first officer. And you respect and like him. And it's pretty cool. So the situation is, they're stuck on this machine, but they can't move it forward or back, because if they move it forward, they're going to kill. It'll kill Drummer. If move it backward, it'll kill Ashford. So they have to kind of unclamp it, but they can't because all the servos and the mechanics are broken. So they get this very lucky break because she sees a hand terminal floating around and it's coming towards them. And they figure out how to use the mechanical arm to get it, and he can't see it, but she can't control it. So she's like guiding it in, and then they miss it the first time, and then the second time they manage to catch it right in midair, and it's like, oh, so satisfying. And then it's pushing towards her, and then the thing shorts out and crushes the terminal. You're like, oh, man, try that hard for it to not work out like that. Damn shame. But I love that cargo bay, because all the production design on this show is so sharp, is so like authentic. Everything's utilitarian. Everything exists for a reason. Nothing is flashy sci-fi. It's not just like, ooh, lights and clean corridors. No, it looks like what the ship would be. You know, it looks like an industrial area. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope. So here we find Peaches, Melba, Clarissa. Peaches, Melba, Clarissa. I think she's Melba, Clarissa Mao, floating in space, floating in the ship now crashed, blood everywhere, droplets of blood just floating in the air. This whole sequence is so badass. But she, I guess, broke her arm with the sudden stop of the ship, and then there's her friend, well, not her friend, but her sister's friend, Tilly, and she's impaled on a pipe up in the ceiling. And Clarissa does nothing to help her because Clarissa was planning to kill her right before the ship suddenly stopped. I know Peaches has her arc and becomes part of the crew, which is something considering she is a murderer. But I know she does, have a redemption arc. I still just find her a little annoying now. Anywho, then we come back to the Reverend Anna. I'm just going to call her that because her last name is tough and like Russian or something. And she's walking through this, like she was taking a nap or something, and then slammed and woke up and doesn't know what happened and is walking through the corridor and then comes around this corner and you just see her reaction and you see blood like all over the bulkhead and then you turn and this whole hallway is just full of bodies just like floating in this low G midair, blood droplets everywhere. They're all dead. And just so intense. It's just so like, wow, like awe-inspiring. Not in a good way. Just how vicious it is. And that's like something I never would have thought about, Anytime I watch like the Millennium Falcon, I never thought about like, oh, how can they survive going that fast? It never occurred to me. I don't know. But it's really important in space. Excuse me, still sick. The G's, it's a huge part of it. So going taking that much acceleration matters, and then also stopping on a dime like that kill you. It's like fuck. Never even thought about that. That's a really interesting way to, create a catastrophe and like, oh man, yeah, everybody got mad fucked up. Like there's like, looks like there's like 10, 15 people in this hallway and they're dead in just horrible ways, impaled and smashed their heads and stuff like that. If they wanted to, they probably could have got really graphic with it with like bent up arms and smashed skulls, but it's still pretty devastating to look at anyway. And this is when you realize, and this is something I never knew, obviously, but the Reverend's trying to help out in like this sort of medical ward and just saying, I'm a nurse, I can help. And he's like, you can't do anything for these people because you can't heal wounds in 0G. Like if you have internal bleeding, the blood just keeps pooling. It'll never clot. And I was like, oh my God, I never even thought about that. So they're like in a serious disaster here. And it's just going to get worse because there's nothing they can do. They can't move the ships now because the ring froze all the ships, every one of them. So they're all like in really dire straits. It's mad messed up. Pat S says, in real life, they would all be missed. They would all be missed. Why would they be missed? Because they weren't going that fast, right? Because there was already a speed limit there. So wouldn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that, it's like surviving a car crash, right? Man, maybe not. Because you're not going 16,000 kilometers per hour in a car. Huh. Is that possible to survive that? Like, Naren Shankar is, he's got that PhD in applied physics. He's usually pretty consistent with this type of stuff. I want to see. I'm going to try to Google it real quick. What was his name of this episode? Fallen Kingdom? Yeah. I want to know. I'm curious. Fallen World, that's what it's called. There's a Reddit discussion. Oh no, they're not talking about that. There's got to be someone. Consequences in 0G. This week's episode, The Expanse. Without action, aftermath, blah, 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 blah. Spoilers, blah, blah, blah. And they're just kind of recapping it. No, they're not exploring the science. Dang it! Someone. Where's Wake Down when you need him? Where's the Wake Down when you need? Oh, here he is. What's up, dog? It's just look, speak and he shall appear. Maybe Human Hail. How you doing, buddy? Why is he reviewing season 3? It's 4 years behind. Correct you are. That's correct. I set out initially to cover every single episode of The Expanse, regardless of whatever season it was. And I was going episode by episode. And then last season, I hated it so much, it really stopped my momentum. I really kind of lost the taste for it. But seeing as how this season 6 is upon us in a few weeks, I thought I'd pick it back up and try to get back into this and try to see if I could bang out as many episodes before the new season starts. We'll see. I don't know. To me, it's still a good enough show to discuss at any point, especially these first 3 seasons. They're so damn good. They're so damn interesting. So that's why. Right? It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. And I hope that I can get there before the new season because I have got so much pushback on my criticisms of season 5. So many people don't want to hear it. So many people think I'm like out of my mind. I'm just making it up. I'm not making it up. It's real. So hopefully we can get there and really, because I only watch it the one time. It's all I could stomach. And every other season I've watched multiple times. Even season 4, which I don't even like that much. I mean, I've seen season 1 like 8 times. I mean, I swear to God, I've seen it through so many times. So it'd be nice to get back into season 5 and try to pick it apart. So maybe I'll just jump ahead. I don't know. I'm going to try to bang out as many of these as I can. Try to do them daily. This is my 2nd day in a row, so we'll see. But that is why. Cosmic Fusion. I was curious if in this episode, in Fallen World, if they could survive that sudden stoppage at 0 from going that fast to zip. If they could survive. Because Pat S says, because at those speeds, you'd be part of the hull. Nothing to stop you. Even safety belts would cut you into pieces first. I mean, that does sound more accurate. I don't know. Cosmic Fusion, can you do a little research for us? See what you could pull up? I'd like to know. I wonder if it's possible. Because generally, they don't break the laws of physics in this show. And if they do, they point out that something is being broken, like that the ring is doing it or whatever. But for the most part, they don't. So, I don't know. I'm curious about that. But yes, we're back into the med bay, and the Reverend's getting the lowdown that, things are really, really, really bad. And then she gets the call from Tilly in a little bit. Not right. No. She finds Melba first. Oh, she already found Melba. Wait, no, did she? I'm all over the place. Do they have a lore excuse? No, do they really adhere to the science in this show? Like, Naren Shangar has a PhD in applied physics. He's no fucking joke when it comes to the science in this show. Some things they take liberties with it. Red Shirt, you have a degree in physics? I thought it was like programming. I didn't know that. How many G's? I don't know. Let me see. Because there was 2 different speed limits. It was pretty fast, though. I think it was like 18,000 kilometers an hour. So from that to 0 in an instant, would they survive that? It doesn't sound like that's possible. 18,000 kilometers an hour. That's really fast. Ring deceleration explanation. No, I don't see. I still don't see any like definitive discussion about it. I want to know. Well, see if you can pull something up. Anywho, we're back in the the hangar, not the hangar bay, the sort of like, I guess it's a hangar. It's the big inside of this giant ship. The big drum. Or drummer. Huh? 2nd night in a row I made that joke. And Ashford are trapped. And it's so interesting. It's so compelling. Pat S says, my undergraduate is in the sciences. Unfortunately for us, it's the social sciences. Yes, you should always put quotations around science when you refer to social sciences. But yeah, there's a really compelling, it's almost like a bottle episode, like what they do with serial television, where it all kind of takes place in one location. This is kind of like that. If there's anything in The Expanse that would resemble a bottle episode, it would be this one. Like a bottle episode's like in Seinfeld when they're at the Chinese restaurant and it takes place in one location for the entire show. It's just kind of a cheap way that shows will save money. But this would be probably the closest that this show's ever done, because it's really their entire interactions takes place in the drum of this ship, and there's just a conversation between the two of them. Now, granted, there's a lot of other things going on, but from a writing standpoint, it's actually pretty clever, pretty good. Cosmic Fusion says terminal velocity is 120 miles an hour, so yeah, that would be fatal. Well, 120 miles, like terminal velocity is wind resistance, though. You can't, because that's as fast as you can possibly fall on this planet. Like that's like gravity, right? That's as fast as gravity can pull you with the wind resistance, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think you, like, if you were shot out of a cannon, you could go faster, but that's just as fast as an object can. That's the highest speed it could reach if you just drop it, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. That's roughly 11,000 miles an hour in real distance. Yeah. Someone's got to know the answer to this. There has to be an answer. Maybe it is just impossible. It does seem at least implausible that you could go that fast and then just suddenly stop. Was it instantaneous, though? I don't know. You'd have to have... I'm having a one-sided conversation. A one-sided debate. Debating with the air. Anyway. So, yeah. Oh, they got it. So this is that sequence where Drummer and Ashford, they're trying to catch that terminal in the midair, and they get it. Very satisfying. Very compelling set of problems in this episode. I really like the way it unfolds. I really like the little, like, they're all just dealing with this shocking, horrifying catastrophe, and everyone's dealing with it in different ways. And then you still got nasty little Clarissa still trying to carry out her evil mission. Pretty good stuff. Hey, Luke. What's up, buddy? Ooh, fuzzy boy. Yeah. So now the Reverend does find Clarissa here with her broken arm. Clarissa's naughty girl. Was going to kill Tilly. And instead of that, just left her to die. Didn't check her out. Vigilante Williamson says, unless there's some deceleration tech or the ring does something to cause a fairly safe deceleration, I'd say everyone would be dead as fuck. Yeah. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, they show earlier in this season, they have that one belter who goes through the ring space and it stops him on a dime and he just vaporizes. Why didn't that happen to everybody in these other ships? Was he just going so much faster? Cosmic Fusion says, oh, I thought you were talking about the belter guy who dies activating the ring. You're talking about the Rossi hitting the ring. Why would they all survive? Well, they survive because they do in the show. Why would they? I don't know. But everyone in this ring space, like if you weren't strapped down, like they all just banged themselves pretty harshly. So I'm not entirely sure. Hey, what's up, Cold Era? Hail. Good to see you, my friend. I don't really know. I guess maybe Human says the key would be instantaneous. If you decelerate gradually, it's possible. Nothing is instant unless you hit a wall. Well, in this show, though, right, it's supposed to be instant. I don't know. Maybe it was just a real sudden deceleration. I'm not entirely sure about like what the physics of the show is suggesting. But regardless, they do survive. So we're just going to go with that it's possible for the sake of this conversation. So Clarissa broke her arm. And the good Reverend doesn't know that she is a murderess and wants to kill Holden for what he did to her awful, awful father. Just another red shirt says 40 to 50 G's. will pretty much ruin your day. That's from Mythbusters. Yes, but I saw footage of a guy surviving like a negative 128 Gs or something like that. He was in like one of those chairs where they like test those things, and he lived. So most people probably, yeah. Yeah, those G's will get you. Those G's will get you. But yeah, so the good doctor's helping out Clarissa here. And still under the impression she's a good person. But then at the end of this scene, that's when she gets the call from Tilly. And it's a pretty cool, like, following the reference journey is really great. Like, I pointed this out last episode, but she is a really fun character to watch her journey, because where she starts off in this show and how she ends up sticking around is really pretty fascinating. I really end up liking her. I like where she goes as a character and as a person. And so in this one where she like realizes that Clarissa is evil and is out to do evil things, and she goes to chase her, and then Clarissa like bolts out into space into that ship, and then the good Reverend like chases her. And you don't realize that till the end. It's like a big reveal at the end of the episode, but she chases and tases her. It's like, fuck yeah. Get it, Reverend. And there is some I think I'll bring it up when it comes up. I'm gonna wait to hold off on that commentary, but there's something I found really interesting about the execution of like the fighting with the girls. So I'll talk about that later. So back on the Martian skiff, Bobby and the other Marine are talking about Holden, and they're trying to make it seem like Holden killed the lieutenant, which they all know didn't happen, but you know, it'd be more satisfying to blame him. And the Martian Marine offers Bobby his sidearm to just put one in Holden's head and be done with it. Cosmic Fusion says they spent 10 episodes trying to figure out how to make Anna useful. They finally figured it out in episode 11. Hey, I like Anna. I always have. Surprisingly, I didn't think I would, because she's such an idealist and such an idealistic character. But I get it. I like her. I think it's pretty interesting, because like she just has this idealistic spirit and gets caught up in the politics that go on at the UN, and then what goes on like last episode with that ensign who blew his head off, and how she feels guilty about that, and now her involvement in this story. I find it interesting. I actually surprisingly like her. Redshirt says, from the third floor of a building, you'll probably die if you jump. Yet there are stories of people who at that from that height or higher survived. It's not engraved in stone. No, that's true. That's a good point, Redshirt. That is true. I've heard about people jumping out of planes and surviving. No shoot. No shoot. Yeah, no, it's pretty wild. There's always those outliers, yeah. I don't know. I'm just curious about the whole, just curious about the physics of that. But anyway. Anywho. Yeah, and fucking Bobby. See, I like Bobby being a badass here. I like her authority. I like that she doesn't take any shit. I think she's a really good character. And she's doing it like in support of Holden. Like that is what I find interesting as a viewer in this, you know, with this whole strong female character thing. Doing it for a good man. No, just kidding. And then she has like principles. It's not just like, yeah, I'm really selfish and I don't have any flaws and I'm doing it. It's like she cares about Holden and doing the right thing. So that sort of badass girl, you know, energy, it's like, it's righteous. It's valid. It kicks ass. You know, you really enjoy it. Obviously not how it's done in a lot of media, and not how it feels like it's being done in The Expanse now. She's cool. She's real cool. And like, you're like, fuck yeah, I'll take no shit, Bobby. And she's like, seems just big enough and like serious enough that you buy it. I don't think like in the real world, like, I think if you had to put up the actress who plays Bobby and the actor who plays Amos in a pit fight, I don't think she'd have a fucking prayer. But in the world of the show, it makes sense. Seems plausible, you know? I had a girl try to tell me that she was an amateur boxer. No, she was not. She had one like celebrity boxing match and it was like 2 rounds or something like that. It's like, it's not, it was for like charity. It's like, no, not an amateur boxer. It's a huge difference. She's like a beauty queen. I think she's like a New Zealand beauty queen. Anyway. Pat S says, where is Diogo while all this is going on? That guy is a D-bag. Yes, he is. I liked him when he was like friends with Miller. And he was just like this kind of naive kid. But yeah, he turned into a little shit. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Mike DeCarlo said she could probably take Cass Anvar, though. Yeah, probably. Especially if she knows how to use her legs. If she's like a grappler or like a jiu-jitsu artist. She's got some strong trunks on her. She could probably take him. Yeah. This was great, too. So when Tilly's dying, essentially, she's like pinned up against the wall and she's going to die. And I love the way that she like starts crying, but since there's no G, right? Like the tears just well up like in her, like on her eyes. Such a cool little sci-fi moment. I love when they do stuff like that. Because it's just as emotional. Like you get caught up in it. Like she's dying. And she's like even says like, oh, you're good at this, like right as she's dying. But it's such a unique. That's what like makes like these types of shows so interesting, because it's like, oh, and she's crying while she's dying, but also like the water doesn't go anywhere, so it just pools up, and it's so like, you know what I mean? It kind of elevates it for me. Like I love those little details. I think it's really fun. It's really fucking fun. Mike DeCarlo says Diogo has some funny lines. He crushes ass to dust. Yeah, yeah. You know, I love stuff like that. He was a good character when he was just like, you know, all proud of himself, but just still kind of like a stupid little kid. Pat S says the top 50 male pro tennis players could beat a Williams sister. At least that's what I read. I read it's worse than that. I think it's like something like the best females rank amongst like in the middle of college male players. Like it's not even close to even like Venus herself has said that, you know, she can't play guys. Like that's crazy. Like, no way. It's like, yeah, I don't think it's, hey, what's up, Zax? Hail. What's up, my dude? Who called this meeting? You know, got to talk about the Expanse, brother. Top 300 men can beat a Williams sister. Yeah, it's something like that. It's something like that. And the thing is, like, of course, like, that doesn't even matter. Like, so what? You know, but it matters when they try to like eliminate the differences between genders. That's when you're like, okay, hold on, slow the fuck down. Like, there's a reason why there's no girls in the Navy SEALs. Okay, like, just let's stop this. Stop this fucking bullshit. Like, we're like, it's not oppression to point out the truth. The top 600 or 700 seeded male players would beat them. Yeah, it's something like that. I think it is. It's like way higher. It's like shockingly high. But so what? Like, you know, it's like I said, like that is what it is. But until you try to pretend there's no difference, then you're like, huge difference. Please don't make us illustrate just how different. Anyway, don't need to get into that conversation. We got to talk about the Expanse. Got to talk about the Expanse. We can talk about that plenty when we get to season 5, because that's going to come up. Oh my God. Oh my God, is it? Pat S says, no male in this chat would beat a Williams sister, even in golf. I wouldn't beat her in ping pong, dog. And fucking beer pong. Darts. She's a professional athlete. I respect that. Of course I do. Of course I do. Vigilante Williamson, yeah, that what the Williams sisters did is still impressive relative to the competition. There are 4 billion women, none of them are as good as them. Why can't that be enough? Yeah, seriously, it is amazing. It's incredible. They're dominant athletes in their field. it's 100% badass. Like, there's no just stop playing make-believe, and then we'll all get on board with the good parts of your stuff. But just stop with the bullshit. Stop. Just stop with the, the only biological difference is socialization, patriarchy. It's like, oh, shut your stupid face. Shut up. Anywho. Back to Ashford and Drummer being trapped in this, why can't I think of the word? It's not a hangar. I don't know what it is. This big room. This big room where they're stuck. And Ashford's got such good makeup. Like the scars on his face and all the way through like his hands. It looks really good. And Kamina. Dude, Drummer's so badass, man. Like I said, for a character that doesn't really exist in the books, and then to make, invent a new female character, like almost always that would go wrong. Almost always that would piss off the fans. But people love Drummer, myself included. At the end of this episode, she makes this great self-sacrifice, or what she thinks is self-sacrifice, to just get one of them in control of the ship. Either her or Ashford. Can't be her. Fine, Ashford it is. And she starts up the truck and crushes herself. And I think she severs her spine or something. Like she really fucks herself up. And it's because, she's noble. She's a badass leader, dude. Love her. I love all the floating blood droplets too. Once again, one of those details. Just that adds to the spacey part of it. Just love that. Love it. Hello, Speclinux laptop. Hell. Hello. Hello. I love Kamina's, I love Drummer's neck tattoo. That gear, or whatever that little, angly thing is. It looks very cool. That looks very fucking cool. I love Drummer. She's a bouse. Fucking bouse. And I point this out all the time, but if you've ever heard Kara G talk, she's not being Drummer. It's jarring. Two completely different people. Just this bubbly, Canadian actress chick and, this absolute boss of a belter captain. Great actress. Great, Kara! You do so well with this. It's a shame what they've done with your character, though. It's a shame. I want to see her kicking ass, not just crying. Ugh, love Kara. Anyway. She's got some great lines. It's Ashford's trying to talk to her about life, and she goes, if this is another one of your teaching moments, I'd rather just bleed out in space, thanks. It's pretty funny. She doesn't take his shit at all, and she resents it because she knows that the belters on the ship revere him. So when he undermines her, it creates dissent amongst the crew. She doesn't take the threat seriously. She doesn't give a shit. She knows she's a badass, but she also knows that the Belter nation is very tribal and very political. And so if there's any threat to her power, it can create dissent amongst the ranks. Once again, a really great example of a strong female character, dude. Just, in charge, owns her shit, but also is noble, has principles and values. It's not about her. She's the right person for the job. It's not and I'm a girl, which is even better. She just kicks ass as a character. I've said it a million times, man, but that's what this show used to fucking crush. They used to nail this. They used to genuinely do representation right. Women would be in positions of power. Minorities would be in positions of power or whatever, would be well represented, and they didn't draw attention to it. It wasn't the point. The point wasn't like, hey, everybody, we did representation. Congratulations, us. It was just, no, we're like past that. And I was like, yeah, that's what, you're not even acknowledging it. Because that's like true. What's up, New Bomb Turk? That's like true, like enlightenment, right? And then they did everything else. They did everything else. Maybe human. I fear season 6 will be the biggest disappointment since Game of Thrones. They wasted too much time on filler without progressing the story in season 4 and 5. My dog! Absolutely. That is sad but true. I am fairly certain. Watch my trailer reaction. If you haven't, it's on the channel. Give it a like, because not everyone did. Not everyone did. Like I said, I'm actually benefiting from the fact that there's no dislike count displayed. Not that I'm afraid of being ratioed. I'm not. I speak my mind. I think it's true. Go back and watch that video. You tell me what I said wasn't accurate. Maybe you don't like my opinion, but what I said was accurate. There were facts, people. Facts. And I think you're right, my friend. I think you're right, sadly. Cosmic Fusion. Sci-fi nailed this. Amazon isn't going to miss the chance to get their virtue signaling in with the last season. Sadly, that is going to be the case. That is going to be the case. They are going to congratulate themselves on being super diverse and female focused, and that's it. They're going to bastardize another franchise for agenda. It's a real damn shame. I love my white fluffy cat, but oh my god, his hair, it just gets on everything. Gets on my beard. It's like on my skin and just sort of like sits there. It's so irritating. Love him. Little floofy. Anywho. Yeah, now we got Clarissa. Man. Shut up, wait down. My hair is cool, bro. My hair is mad cool. Clarissa, man. So even in the wake of this disaster, now she's exploiting it because they're all going towards the core of this. They're all going towards the station, being dragged there against their will. Damn it, Luke. Can't. Yeah. And she's exploiting the situation to go back. Veggie. To go back and still kill Holden. Didn't learn anything. The vagenda. The vagenda Caldera. That's funny. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. But yo, the Reverend, see the Reverend, this is like a great character for her too. Kitty has marked me as his own, haven't you, Luke? You big floof. Matt, why you gotta dox people? Why you gotta dox people, bruh? Sorry, you're right. What did I say? Cosmic Fusion is what I meant. Sorry, New Bomb Turk. But the Reverend gets fucking gangster with it. She goes to stop Clarissa, and then she grabs like a taser baton off like this wounded guard to go get her. She's a little too late. Pat S says, if someone hits the like button, I will too, but I'm not hitting it on an unlucky number. Listen, you little OCD nut job. Press like on my video. Please, for the love of God. I need some traction on this platform. Oopsie daisy. But yo, like Reverend Anna goes for it. And then like Clarissa is just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Gets in like that work suit and then just blasts off to the Rossi to go kill Holden. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. So Naomi is just getting to the Rossi to help out her boys, her fellas. Two of them are white men, which is just like, I'm offended by that in general, that, you know, a woman of color, a strong woman of color would help two white men, two patriarchal white men, both of Earth even. Yeah, so bad. But she did the Rossi to come back to her fam and save everybody. And that's the intense. Looks like 15. There we go. Thank you, Pat. Now that you made it past 13. Goody gumdrops. And she's exploring, going from deck to deck to try to find her people. And I guess eventually she do. Fast forward here. I don't really have much to say about her just walking around the bulkhead trying to find everybody. And she does. And poor Amos, all banged up. And that's funny. And she's like, where's Holden? And he's like, Holden left with Miller. And she's like, what? Miller? Miller's dead. He got vaporized on Venus along with Eros. What are you talking about? What was that, New Bump Turkey? Said, yeah, all the videos I've watched for the past week have all had the dislikes visible. I don't do mine. Mine doesn't, right? I don't think mine does. Although Redshirt said that. That's weird how it's inconsistent because I don't see dislikes anymore. Whenever I go to a video on YouTube, I don't see it anymore. Like on my video right now, I can't see it. It says 17 likes, which I'm happy to say. Thank you very much, everybody. 17. Y'all are gangsters. Y'all are gangsters. Appreciate you stopping in, giving a like. Thank you very much. And then Amos, when she finds Amos just comes out of it. First thing he says is, you changed your hair, which is great. You see one dislike, Cody guy? Oh, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't care. As long as there's traction, right? As long as there's interaction, it's all good. People don't like my take on the Expanse anymore, man. They just want, it's sad, they just want praise for their thing. I don't know why. If it doesn't represent what you used to like about it, why would you want to lie to yourself and keep it going just because? Like, I don't understand that at all. I'd rather, like, criticize it and be wrong than praise it and be right. I mean, that's not what I mean. What I mean is I'd rather, like, see it as bad than, like, and then realize it's good than if I saw it was good and then realized it was bad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to just put my head in the sand with content because I want to like it. That's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. Oh, Vigilante did it. Vigilante pressing dislike on my video. My goodness gracious. My feelings hurt. That's all right. I don't know what YouTube's doing either, Redshirt. I don't either. See, right? All I want is people to be honestly objective. That's what I want too. I don't want standing and I don't want constant toxicity. I just want what you think it is. That's all. Just how you see it. And this is how I see the Expanse. And I do not think I'm wrong. I think it's really taking a huge downturn. Huge downturn. And I can say this with conviction because watching these episodes, they are so good. I sit there watching them and I'm gripped. Gripped at every second throughout the whole show. I love the characters. I don't feel like there's any agenda. I don't feel like there's any preaching. There's like a few things like every once in a while. Like I didn't like the fact that Bobby was the strongest Martian Marine and could, in an arm wrestling match, beat her power armor. I'm like, what? Isn't that power armor bulletproof? Can it like crush steel and stuff so she can out arm wrestle her power armor? That's ridiculous. I thought that was really stupid. And I think they're just doing it because like girls are strong. So. But other than that, like they never do shit like that. They never did shit like that. Like right now, like Drummer just sacrificed herself to save Ashford, who's not even the captain. He's actually been like her number one opposition this entire time he's been on the ship. But she knew the right thing to do was to get at least one of them out. And if she couldn't get herself out, she was going to sacrifice herself to get Ashford out. So that there's somebody, so there's someone running the ship because that's what's more important. And guess what? She was right because once Ashford gets to the bridge, what does he do? He spins up the drum so that there's artificial gravity on this ship, and then every other ship in the system can now send their wounded to the behemoth, and so they can heal their wounds. Like, you know what I mean? That's a fucking badass character. That's a badass female, tough, strong girl. She doesn't need to do it despite anyone else. She doesn't need to take out anyone else's strength. She doesn't need to belittle people. She just needs to stand at what she believes in and fight through adversity like every other good character. And then I'm told, I'm like, why do you care? It's all women in the trailer. Why don't you wait and see what it's going to be? Fuck you, wait and see. You know, how many of these franchises have you been through that they've wokeified and destroyed? Are you new here? Did you not watch? I don't know if Game of Thrones is necessarily wokeified, but it was definitely destroyed. Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Westworld, Last of Us. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Now, I'm supposed to be patient. I'm supposed to just sit back and quietly wait until I see it just happen again. Fuck that, man. I'm done with that. Now you got to prove to me it won't be that. And I'm still going to be skeptical. And I will be correct to do so. Because our culture has been hijacked and bastardized. And that's not my fault for observing it. It's the reality. It's your fault if you can't handle the truth. Just the conduit, man. Just the messenger. Anyway. I refuse to put up with it. I refuse to play like a good boy. I shan't. Back to the show. Oh, Diogo. There's Diogo, Pat S. Doesn't say a word. He's literally just in the scene. He's basically a glorified extra. I tweeted at that guy one day, and he said something cool back. I don't remember. I think I just said like a quote at him, just like randomly, and he's like, Baratna. What's up, Senja Dildo? Just popping it at the end there, eh? What's up, brother? I just went on a rant about woke culture. I'm sure you would have really appreciated that. Just rewind it like 2 minutes. You'd be like, that's what I like. That's what I like. Just woke up. I knew it. I knew he was a double agent. Just getting woked up. I knew it. What's up, brother? Welcome to the world. No, I was just on a little woke culture rant. And I know how much you love those. So now we got Peaches Melba Clarissa flying out through space and just landed on the Rossi in her little badass suit, and then like hit that little what's it called, that like blister thing, or it like opens up like a hole in the ship and then creates like a seal behind it. Bad girl. This is great. So this is a really cool female fight sequence. And it makes sense that this would happen the way it does. So Naomi hears something breach the ship. She can't see it. Goes down into the bay where like there's the big hole, and is lowering down. And then Melba is down there. And she's got the big suit on and starts attacking Naomi, right? And now Naomi's got to defend herself. And she's fighting, and she's asking, where's Holden? And, she's like, he's not here, and even if he was, I wouldn't tell you, blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, all right, fine, I'll kill you. And then from out of nowhere comes Anna, Reverend Anna, right? And tases her because she followed her off the other ship. And it's like, it's badass. And it makes perfect sense because obviously if fucking Amos was around, he would just put Melba into the ground, but they're all injured. No one can save them. So it's just the girls who got to fight it out. And that's pretty badass. Like, that works. Senja Dodo was always woke. Yeah, we knew that. He's a double agent. I think he's a double agent for the commies. That's what I think. But I was like, no, this is a really cool female fight scene. And it makes perfect sense that it would be like this because of the circumstances. And I was like, yeah, what's wrong with that? That's how it should be. Zach says Anna Hopkins liked one of my tweets during the Save the Expanse campaign, so we're basically exclusive. Yeah. Girls can't fight. No, girls can fight. Just not as good as men. That's all. Like I said, like any of those UFC girls would ruin my fucking day. Pick me apart. I'd never even get close to them. Anytime I swung, they wouldn't be there. They'd hospitalize me. But that wouldn't be the same thing if Cain Velasquez fought them. Wouldn't be the same thing if Brock Lesnar fought them. All right? Let's just be real. Because, and the only reason I bring it up is because every damn movie is like, that's what it is. It's like all these, like, fashion model chicks just, swinging their frail legs around. I'm supposed to believe that that'll topple a 220-pound guy. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. Not buying it. But like in this circumstance, like it wasn't ridiculous. Like it all made perfect sense. And you got this girl, like all these girls fighting. And it's like, yeah, all the men are in the med bay hospitalized because they just stopped. They just stopped on a dime. And it makes perfect sense. So I was just, while I was watching that, I was like, this is cool. I'm like, why is this cool? I'm like, oh yeah, because it's plausible. Like it's plausible. Like it makes perfect sense. The cosmic fusion, the average woman fighting the average man is not going to end well for her. No, and I'd even say most above average women fighting the average man is not going to end well for her. You got to be very well trained because they're just stronger. Just pick you up and slam you. Anyway, this is what you always come across like a raving lunatic but it's just like, yeah, but you forced me into this position. I'm now cornered. And I'm like, all right, I either go along with your nonsense or I tell you a very uncomfortable truth. And this is the truth. This is the truth, ladies. Maybe human. That's interesting. Saints Row went woke too, huh? The company that brought us the first-person shooter with dildos wants to reboot as a woke hipster walking simulator and back to bankruptcy. Oops. That's what you get, especially in video games, man. That's instantaneous. No one's playing woke video games. Fucking nobody. That shit, those die on the vine. Those die on the vine. Yeah, it's like that just absolutely doesn't happen. More dildo representation. Here. There's a fun video of Mackenzie Dern hitting a dude as hard as she could until she got tired. It's great. Yeah, wasn't that guy like, I saw that video, but that guy was like a big, like muscle building dude, right? That guy was a tank. He was like some Russian like power lifter or something like that. He wasn't just a normal dude. Mackenzie Dern would fucking hurt you. She's a jiu-jitsu black belt. She's a savage, bro. She's a savage. Anyway, back to the episode. What do you mean like me, Zax? What are you talking about that? Like me. What you talking about? Oh, like me? Like I'm a big Russian power lifter? No. Mackenzie Dern would ruin my life. May not ruin it. She's fucking smoking, huh? I think Mackenzie Dern's hot. But if she wanted to hurt me, it would suck. She probably wouldn't even punch. Probably wouldn't even waste her time. Just bring me down. Fucking guillotine my ass before I even knew what I was doing. She's her like dad is like a fucking jiu-jitsu black belt too. Like she's pedigree. Like she grew up as like a real fighter. She's no joke. And she is smoking, yeah. But she'd kick the shit out of me. And I fully respect that. But she wouldn't kick the shit out of the men in the UFC. That's right, such a dildo. I got moves, dog. You don't even know, bro. You don't even know. I was in decent shape as a yoga instructor. Oh yeah, I have a development on last night's revelation. Thanks again, Lindsay, for that one. So if you remember, last night we discovered that there was more humiliating movies for us to go back and watch as a group. More humiliating performances of mine. And there was one that Lindsay reminded me I forgot even existed. That there was me as a male prostitute. And I do have that video. You guys are gonna crush me. This is gonna be rough. And I am shirtless. And I am not movie star shirtless shape. No, I'm not. This is going to suck. This is not going to be a fun Friday. I forgot about it too because I was like, oh, it'll just kind of be weird. I was like, oh no, there's this whole scene. I'm like, oh no, man. Oh, fuck. Thanks a lot, Lindsay. I genuinely forgot about that one. I hadn't even thought about it. No, I won't play it. I won't play it, human. We're doing it Friday, not tonight. We're going to do it on the cocktail lounge. The end of the week. Tell your friends. 9:30 Central. We're going to do it this Friday. God damn it. God damn it. Forgot all about it. No, I don't do anything gay. Actually, no. This is with a woman who's like moderately attractive. It's still humiliating. That's still humiliating. Oh, it's so bad. No, if it was like gay, I probably would have remembered it. Because it would have been like, oh yeah, like that one's silly and that's humiliating. That's not. That's bad. That's bad. I forgot about it too. I was like, oh no, Lindsay, why did you mention that? So yeah, that's something to look forward to this Friday. Anyway, back to the episode. It's pretty much over. We just got Ashford. Actually pretty cool. Ashford is talking to the whole solar system and inviting them to bring their, well, inside the ring space, bring all their people to the behemoth. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool ending. I like it. Oh, I like it a lot. I think we're pretty much there through this episode, right? Oh, yeah. Holden wakes up at the end of the episode, and Bobby talks to him and says that he sees it. He saw everything. The end of everything. And that's how the episode ends. Very dramatic, but very, very good. Very, very good episode. Try to just sort of nudge right past all your comments there in the comment section. If it were gay, I would have remembered it. You know what I mean? Because it was like the lamp and the thing in the dress, they stand out because they're like particularly embarrassing, like they're, like that's, I forgot about this one because it didn't come across I didn't think about it in the context of what's humiliating, but oh yeah, once Lindsay brought that up. Plus this one's old. This is like 12 years old now. Yeah, this one's going back. This is a student film in New York. God damn it. God damn it. I don't know. I don't think it can be funnier than the lamp or the ottoman. Like, I don't think that was pretty funny. What's funny is that, like, if you just came across that on TV, it wouldn't be funny, but it's funny because you know me, and then knowing me, therefore it's funny. You're just like, look at how humiliating this is for this guy. But don't push back. That makes it more gay. Yeah. I really hope there's no more after this. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to rack my brain to come up with it, because if there are, damn it, I have to show them. Well, stay tuned. MF for Cocktail Lounge this Friday at 9:30 Central. We go for a few hours. If you've never seen it, stick around. It's really fun. This is going to be absolutely brutal for me. I don't even know if I'm be able to look. My camera might be off because I might be too humiliated to go through with it. But yeah, we're gonna do some fun stuff like dredge up my old acting videos. Yep. Zach says, used to live stream together, and now you're big time foul ball Matt. You never let her on a stream again. Listen, she walked away from me. All right? She walked away from me. All those episodes of the Matt and Lindsay show are still up. They don't have a lot of views, but they're still up. They're all on this channel. They're deep on this channel. But they're there. I'm not hiding them. Never hid Lindsay. Love Lindsay. She walked away from me. All right? So don't you be pointing fingers at me. All right. That's enough of this. Jesus Christ almighty. I'll see you all. Well, next, I might do another Expanse stream tomorrow. Depends. I'm not sure. I have to work, so I don't know how much longer I'll be able to go, but maybe. Just maybe. But definitely Culture Crime Fighters, Wednesday at noon. Be there. Me and Vigilante. No guests this week, but still should be a good show because, we got crazy chemistry. We're simpatico. Vigilante Williamson, I replaced her with a black guy, still doing the liberal diversity hiring. I was in Hollywood. I didn't know any better. That's how you're supposed to do it, right? So make sure you check out me and Vigilante. On Wednesday at noon. And then Friday night, the big reveal, 9:30 Central. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, everyone who came to see me today. Appreciate it. Cosmic Fusion, Zax, Vigilante Williamson, Cold Era, Pat S, New Bomb Turk, Sinjin Lulu, Maybe Human, good to see you. Just another red shirt, Low Spec Linux Laptop, Cody Guy. You guys are all amazing, and I'll see you later. Have a great night. Toodaloo.